Okay, we are in. Are we? Okay. Let me just make sure, just making sure everybody that we're live with you. Won't be a second. And we are. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us this morning. It is day 4 of the Global Happy Home Summit, where experts from all over the globe are joining forces to support families like yours to thrive during the current challenges that you're facing. And we've got Maggie here with us this morning. Good morning, Maggie.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hi, everyone. No homeschooling today. It's school holidays. So I wonder how everyone's coping out there.
Well, let us know that for those of you who are watching. So Maggie is here. You know, we were just having a brief little 30-second chat, and really the beauty of everything that is coming through this summit over the last couple of days is options, different perspectives, different ideas for you to take on board to challenge the old way of thinking, because the old way of thinking can no longer be, right? The old is gone. It is gone. There's no normal anymore. We need to create our new normal. And all of the people that I have on board here through this summit are providing options, providing different ways that we can reduce the stress, reduce the anxiety, and move forward in creating the new normal for our families. So Maggie, I'd love for you to give a brief introduction of who you are and what you get to do in this world.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie McGary. I am a Reiki Master and Teacher. So what that enables me to do currently is to connect people through universal life energy. So we'll go into a bit more depth about that, Jess, down the track. But initially what I'm doing currently is just what you said, and that's providing different options for people at the moment during a time which is very challenging. And I think that the one size fits all, or the standard answers that we've been using as parents and families isn't working at the moment. So I think now's the time to kind of broaden your scope and look around and see what's going to help you and your partner and your family through this time and then onwards. So what it's done for me, so Reiki, I believe, has definitely changed my view to an external view. And what I mean by that is I've had a long journey with Reiki, about 12 years, and Reiki is a form of energy healing. And what it's done for me over that period of time is turned me to very self-centered, to a person that really only looked inward, to actually looking outward, to what can I do to leave this universe or this world in a better way. And I'm lucky enough to have found Reiki to be able to do that.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I guess, you know, you've been working with a lot of mums recently and supporting mums. So I would love to hear what concerns and challenges are coming up for all of your clients, what you've been seeing in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Jess, I work predominantly with mums that have children and around my age, probably anything from 30 up to 50, that age bracket. I do treat some males, but it's mainly the mums that are coming in looking for options and looking for ways, first and foremost, to help reduce their stress and anxiety. So that's what I find the Reiki will do first. So energy healing will only ever give you what you're ready for. And if people are coming because they're in a stressful situation, or their clarity of mind is not working well or is not very efficient. They're not making great decisions, or they can't make decisions. They need help with sleeping, those sort of issues. They're coming for that first and foremost at the moment.
Okay.
And that's what the Reiki is giving them, is a really deep sense of relaxation and peace.
Okay, so the main worry, so there's a lot of stress and anxiety that you're seeing, a lot of sleep issues, and you know, are these women sharing with you what they're worried about at the moment? What are their worries?
I guess the worries are what most people are experiencing at the moment. But I am getting a wide range. So I am getting people that are worried about the world on a global scale, and looking down the track, and how is that going to affect future generations. And I'm also getting the people that are really just seeing the impact that their stress and anxiety and what's happening in society is having on their kids.
Okay.
So it's happening immediately. The kids are, of course, picking up on that. And so these women are finding ways to ease their own stress and anxiety so that they can go back into the home and flow that down through the family.
Yeah, okay. So let's go into Reiki and what it is. So can we start off with, you know, I mean, what is Reiki?
Okay, so to break it down as simply as I can, if you imagine that you are, I'll use today's technology, a mobile phone, and you have a satellite tower that generates a certain frequency or wave, energy wave, and it comes through the air, and your mobile phone is tuned to pick up that frequency or that energy wave. And then you can make calls and texts and connect to the internet. So pretty much that's what universal life energy is. It's a vibration or a frequency. And all I am is like the little conduit or the little tower or the little radio station knob that tunes your body to that universal life frequency. So it just comes through me, and then your body tunes to that beautiful energy.
Okay. And so can you go into, for those people who this might be a new concept, you know, especially the concept around us being energy, can you just go into that aspect of it for those who may not understand that part?
So the good thing now is there's been so much science done over the last 20 years, 10 to 20 years, about how the fact that we are all energy. So if you were to break our bodies down, we are literally just vibrating little atoms. And there's so much space in between us if you were to spread us all around. So if we can vibrate at a quicker speed or a higher energy, we feel better. And to take it one step up, if you believe in source, whatever your word may be, God, whatever that greater power is out there, if you can raise your vibration to connect with that, you can just walk around this earth with the most amazing feeling of peace and love and joy.
Yes. And so the vibration, I think, is an important piece to touch on. So because there's different levels of energy and vibration. So if you could go through, you know, because a lot of people at the moment are in the fear and the scarcity, which sits at a certain vibration. And then, so can you just explain then what that means when you're sitting there, because what you're attracting there, and then why it's so important to increase it, because then what are you attracting there?
Yeah, so it's taken a little bit from a few years back with the law of attraction, but it's gone a bit deeper than that, the science. But we are matter, so everything vibrates at a certain level. The table, the chair, us, we all vibrate. And each emotion has a certain vibrational level attached to it. So for example, if you are vibrating, which is what's happening at the moment, at a level of fear or lack or anxiety, which is totally understandable, what's going to happen is you're going to draw that energy wave or that satellite tower, mobile phone vibration to you of more fear and more anxiety. If you can raise your vibration up, even in small increments, so do things that make you feel better, do things that make you vibrate at a slightly higher level, then that's what you will attract more of. So if you can vibrate in the energy of love, which I think is about 600 now hertz on the scale, then you're going to bring more love into your life, more peace, more joy. So it's a pretty easy concept, but it can be very difficult to do in this time. And that's where I wanted to come on board and provide an option, because that's what Reiki did for me. I was certainly vibrating many years ago at not a very high level because of my situation, and I couldn't seem to attract anything better. And I was lucky enough to find Reiki, a Reiki practitioner, and it kind of just does it for you. So it's one of those things, it's almost like an easy hack, dare I say it. So the people that come in for a Reiki session that are feeling so stressed and anxious, literally by the end of it, they just have to lay on the table, and then they are able to be tapped into a higher vibration. And then they really don't want to get off the table. They are feeling so relaxed and at peace and just so happy that they don't really even have to do anything. So, you know, it really is an easy hack.
Yeah. And I think, you know, because it is on an energetic field, we actually don't need to worry about the analytical mind. You know, it surpasses that, which is the beauty of how it works. So can you share, I guess, if just go through somebody lying on the table, and then from there, how do you work? How do you tap into somebody's energetic frequency, and what do you need to do to support them through that?
And you know, this is the hardest thing when you become a Reiki practitioner. And now that I've started teaching other people Reiki, is that the logical mind is trying to go, what should I be doing? Shouldn't I be doing more than just placing my hands on this person? So to be honest, I was having Reiki for 6 years, and my logical brain, and I was having such shifts and such amazing things happen in my life that I thought, I need to understand this. My brain needs to know what's happening. And so I went and did level 1 Reiki. And to be honest, I walked out of there and I just went, okay, I understand that now. And off I went again and just kept having more Reiki sessions. Mm-hmm. So what actually happens during a session is I've been tuned by a Reiki master higher up the tree. This is where it gets a little bit difficult for the logical brain to understand, but I've literally been tuned to that universal life energy. So when I place my hands on somebody, and I actually don't even have to place my hands on somebody, it can be done distantly because there is no time and space. So we are all one, we are all connected. Doesn't matter where you are, past, present, and future, we are all connected. But if we say I have someone in front of me on the table, I place my hands in certain positions on their body, and their body will then draw the energy where it needs it. Mm-hmm. So it will only give the body what it's able to handle. So what I mean by that is Reiki can work on 4 different planes in the body. It works on the spiritual plane, the emotional, the mental, and the physical. And if the body first and foremost needs stress relief, that's what's going to happen in the body on that day. With myself, who's been having it for 12 years, it has absolutely turned my view outward into how can I leave the world a better place. It has sharpened my intuition. It now gives me clairvoyance, where when I work on patients, I can see visions of things that have happened in their lives that can help them. So it can go a lot deeper.
Yeah, sure. So what are some of the outcomes that you've seen within your clients, or if you want to share some benefits that you've had, but what do you see happening for people?
I see it definitely is a journey. So it can be used first and foremost for physical ailments and emotional and mental health. So it can give people peace of mind. It can give them mental clarity, because we're all struggling to make decisions at the moment at what's best for us and our family. It can help with insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
It reduces anxiety and stress. These are the immediate results. If the person wants to take the journey longer with Reiki, it can uncover emotional traumas that they may have blocked. So I have worked with a client who had a repressed memory about abuse as a child, and that memory did come out, and she was able to deal with that. And, let's face it, at the time, these sorts of journeys aren't easy. They are difficult, but once you're through the other side, the results and the joy that you get in life is amazing.
Yeah.
I've had a lady come to me recently who was suffering from eczema all over the top half of her body and all down her arms. And literally after the first session, the eczema was gone apart from on her hands. So it can cover a lot of a wide range of things that you only begin to understand as you keep walking the path.
Sure. And do you feel like, what you're doing is we're slowly increasing the vibration, and what happens when we do that is that's when healing can take place. When
Absolutely.
we're stuck in the lower frequencies energetically, healing cannot take place there. It cannot. So that's where, the disease and all of those yucky feelings we don't want to feel, anxiety and all of those bodily sensations are. Healing can't happen there. So what you get to do is help people lift their vibration, and then their body can be that healing source, which it naturally wants to be.
And that's what the Reiki does, Jess. I'm not going to turn around and say Reiki heals cancer and Reiki does that, because that's actually not what happens. The Reiki clears the energy lines in the body. So when different things happen throughout your life, and it can be as simple as a thought is energy. And depending on what sort of thought it is and how long you hang on to that thought, it can become trapped in the body. So what the body, and then of course, if you keep having that thought or other thoughts, and like you say, you're vibrating constantly at a low level, your body is blocked and the energy is not flowing around the organs and the tissues and the muscles. And that's where disease starts to come in. Yeah. The Reiki is pretty much an easy way to help those energy lines flow in your body, and it helps to release those blockages and that trapped energy. So then that allows your body's natural energy to flow around and heal itself naturally, which is what you said, exactly what it wants to do.
Yeah. And I think at the moment when people are so concerned about immunity and health and well-being, then it's really important to understand from an energetic view. And it's not, you mentioned before about all of the science and research coming through. It's not woo-woo stuff. I mean, there's a lot of neuroscientists and scientists that have an abundance of research now around the energetic body and how we need to tap into that to really be healthy and be well mentally and physically.
And it's happening now across the world. Like you'll start to see, it's in one of the hospitals now in Australia, but it's in a number of hospitals in America. So they're bringing in Reiki practitioners to work alongside Western medicine to help people heal after they've had surgery or disease. So they're starting to work hand in hand, which is absolutely amazing. And there's so many places that it can be used now. So one of my passions is to be able to, one of the reasons I'm teaching Reiki is to be able to teach mothers that there's other options out there now to heal your children. And, you know, not just heal on a, oh, they've got a disease sense, but heal some emotional blocks that they may have. Or, you know, some kids have stress and anxiety when they start school, or something happens at school. And, you know, to use this energy healing in with their own child as another option, rather than traveling down the Western medicine route, which is a great route, but it has its place, I think. And now we're seeing it's starting to become a time where the two can work hand in hand, for the betterment of everyone.
Yeah, yeah. And so for people at home listening and watching, are there ways that they could be lifting vibration or working with their energy without seeing a practitioner? Is that something that's possible?
Absolutely. I mean, what's the first thing a mother does when their child hurts themselves? Is they put their hand on them and they comfort them and they check in with them. Are they okay? Everyone is doing energy healing just naturally, because we are all energetic beings. So, you know, I say to some of the people at the moment that I'm working with that are loving the Reiki, some of the mums that are coming, I'm saying, okay, well, you can still do this with your child, even though you're not a Reiki practitioner. So what I'm inviting them to do is to go home and to, particularly at night is a really good time with children, is to, while they're in bed, is to just spend some time with that child and putting their hands on their body and setting an intention in their own mind about what they want the outcome for their child to be. So, you know, using it as a healing time, as a bonding time, asking the child, what's an intention you would like, or what outcome would you like to see from tomorrow, or little things like that. So it really is just connecting. That's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because just to connect more and more people.
Yeah, sure. And so there's some beautiful, really easy to do tips for children at nighttime. Perfect. And what about for parents and themselves? What could they be doing at home immediately today to start just lifting their vibration, even just that little bit?
So meditation, of course, which I know some of your other, and you know, so many people have finally twigged, and it's taken me a long time, to be honest. I know a certain coach that was like, meditate, meditate, meditate.
That
But
M
you know
word
what?
comes to the word, doesn't it?
It is, and it is, I have to say, it is first and foremost, because it is all about connecting in first and foremost with yourself, and then to that higher power, whatever it may be. And, you know, I've gone from having to try to force myself to meditate for years, and lucky if I can do 10 minutes, to literally doing 2 hours some mornings, and even then going, I don't want to stop, because of that peace and bliss and joy, which is what we're all meant to be about. So
okay, so meditation really is the go-to.
yeah.
Is there anything else or anything that they need to know about meditation to begin?
Just start.
Yeah.
Just start, you know what? And just find something that works for you, because there's so much out there. And I've tried so many different things. And to be honest, I can listen to something one day which is just bells or gongs or something.
Sure.
And I can, you know, go to a beautiful space, and then the next day I can listen to this amazing guided meditation that's taken me to places before, and it just absolutely irritates me. So just whatever works. And the biggest thing is no judgment. So, you know, every day is different with meditation, and it's just all about making that commitment to yourself that you are important enough to spend the time on just being.
Yeah. And I think what's beautiful that's come out of the interviews that have happened so far, Maggie, is it hasn't mattered what modality that everybody has come from. I've had a range of people, incredible people, and we beautifully keep coming back to the same philosophies, and it's all around being and being with ourselves, being with our bodies and our breath.
Yes.
That is such a beautiful message to keep receiving. And I really hope it's drumming into everybody at home, because to find that internal peace and that contentment and to find those creative solutions that you're seeking for right now, that's what's required. So I think that's been such a beautiful thread that's been coming through with everybody.
Well, I think that's a big clap and applause for you, because that's what you've attracted, because you know the importance of that. And that's why I've enjoyed the speakers on the summit, is because, you know, and that's why I never say to anyone, go out and get Reiki. It's just the modality that's worked for me. So it's an option that I want to share because I know it's worked for me. But if it doesn't work for you, then find something else that does. But you're exactly right, that the connection is just all about the fact that we are just here to be love and to be joy, and we are all connected. So however you find that is amazing. And yeah, that's the blessing.
Yeah, beautiful. And I think it then pays tribute to how important taking time for you is, right? Because I know in a lot of the mothers retreats that I've held and a lot of clients, taking time for yourself, and I work predominantly with mothers as well, you know, there's a lot of guilt around that. But from what you're sharing here, if we're not tapping into ourselves and taking that time for ourselves to heal and to work on our energy, then we're no good to anybody. And children, they live in the energetic space. They live in the present. They live in the subconscious. They're picking up your energy far better than you are. And there's no hiding it. So that's why doing something that works for you is crucial all of the time, but especially now if you are in that fear response.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is the hardest time for some people to be able to say, I need to put myself first. But this is really the time to step up and go, I am in close proximity with my child. They are absolutely picking up on everything. And if I can just try some of these options that Jess has provided from this summit to see if I can raise my vibration or be in a better place, then my children and my family are going to benefit.
And I think from what you like, the picture you're giving me is, you know, as parents, decide what downloads you want to give your child right now, you know, because they're downloading your energy, they're downloading your thoughts, they're downloading your beliefs about the world, about yourself and about them. So choose what downloads you want to give them.
Absolutely. I've got mums that are, you know, saying to their kids, can you just please give mummy half an hour? I'm going in to lay on my room and I'm going to have a distant healing session. Like, how blessed are those kids down the track that, you know, and whether it be meditation or tapping or some of the other modalities that you've been showing, but that these kids are actually getting the chance to go, well, look at mum, she's going in there to spend time on herself, and look how she is when she comes out.
Yes.
I mean, it's
That's
crazy.
What want. That is what children want. They want to see their parents okay and happy. That's what they want.
Yeah.
So in terms of, the distant healing session, can you just share for people that might be interested? I mean, obviously we can't be in person at the moment. So how does it work distance? Is it possible? How does that work?
It is. So it's been actually really rewarding for me at the moment, because most of my clients, of course, want to continue to have the Reiki, particularly now at a time when they want to stay healthy and their stress levels are a little higher. for me to say, look, just have a go of this distant Reiki, because it actually works the same. So what happens is, because there is really no such thing as time and space, so we are all connected. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. I tap into that same energy, and then I tap into your energy and share the universal life force with you. So you can actually be doing anything. You could still be working or going about your business, but I've asked my clients to invite themselves to take this as self-care, and to actually still treat it like a real self-love session, where they take themselves off, if possible, into a quiet space, play some music, set up that relaxation. And also then they can tap into feeling, giving themselves a chance to feel that Reiki work. And it's been absolutely amazing to get some of the comments back that these women are feeling the effects from wherever they are. And they are having visions come through, and I am having visions and feelings that they're experiencing, and then sharing them afterwards on a Zoom call has been amazing. So, some of my clients they'll stay distant clients, so they don't have to travel. And others still want that touch and that close personal contact, which is great too. So it works exactly the same. It literally is just tapping into that energy that is all around us to lift your vibration and give you those feelings.
Okay, perfect. And is there anything else that we need to, we'll go into, I like to finish off with a couple of questions, but is there anything else that you feel like we haven't touched on that it's really important for people to know, either at the moment or about this modality in general?
I just think it's important to know that it's available to you anytime. And it doesn't matter where you are or what your situation is or how you're feeling. You can tap into this at any time. And, you actually don't have to use a Reiki practitioner. So you can tap into this feeling at any time yourself, just by setting an intention, because we are all connected. The Reiki just helps you do it quicker. And it helps you if you're not feeling, excuse me, I've just dropped my earphone. If you feel you can't do it, then there's people out there that can just help you do that. And I can help you with children as well. So, Reiki works on anybody. So it can be shared with the whole family to help in a situation like this. I've got a couple of nurses that are coming on a regular basis because they know the importance of staying healthy. And so that's so amazing that they're doing that to look after their health, because they're such vital people in our community. And that's exactly what mothers are. Yes. Absolutely vital.
They sure are. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. And so for people that might want to ask more questions, Maggie, or find out more about this and about you, where is the best place for them to go?
I can post a link into the comments, but I actually have two different websites. I have my own website, which is reikigirl.com.au, but I also do the teacher training with my original Reiki master, who has been sharing Reiki with me for 12 years. So we have teamed up because we want to share Reiki or teach Reiki to as many people as possible. And that is the School of Reiki SunshineCoast.com. So we've been running retreats to teach people Reiki and courses up here on the Sunshine Coast to try to spread that energy as far as we can.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And so the last two questions that I like to finish off with, Maggie. So the first one is that in your world, what have been the opportunities and the positive outcomes that you never thought would happen in the last few weeks?
Actually being able to spread the knowledge of distant healing. So because the majority of my clients, and certainly I know a lot of practitioners up here on the Sunshine Coast, and, you know, I would say 95% of their clients travel to them to have a session.
Sure.
And the actual joy of knowing that we can reach more people anywhere in the world and spread that energetic healing is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And Maggie, what does a happy home look like and feel like to you?
Well, I'm very blessed to live in a happy home. It has certainly been a long journey for me, but a happy, healthy home looks for me where there is honesty and communication and courage from the parents or the caregivers in that household between each other and themselves, first and foremost. So that's the cornerstones that my husband and I live with, is honesty, courage, and communication. And to be honest, that's just filtered throughout our home. So that provides a happy and healthy home. If we live by those cornerstones, then everything else falls into place.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Perfect philosophy. Thank you for sharing. Thank you everyone for joining. If you've got questions, post them in and we will make sure that we get to them. And we will be back on at 11. If you have teens, then you're definitely going to want to tune in with Michelle Mitchell. So she has been dubbed the teen expert. She's an author and speaker on all things teen. So tune in for her. But Maggie, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I wish you and your family all of the best.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you for having me on board. Beautiful.
Yeah,
love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.